girls writing to me crying, saying you got raped in jail, I'm so sorry. That shit right there is what will fuel the anger that will never die. I had to write letters to 1,000 little kids explaining to them that I would be dead before a motherfucker would rape me, and you know that.
Governmentally engineered like Ebola for this rap garage sale. By this industry, I'm trying not to get fucked like Tupac in jail. Boy, as a staff, record label, and as a crew. And if you want to be down with Bad Boy, then 2 Chino XL, 2 all of y'all die slow. My phone make sure all y'all kids don't grow.
Let's talk about it. It's your brother John Mack in the building, aka Dr. Mindbender, here to restore the J in hip-hop journalism. And like we always do about this time, let's get it in. One of the most important stories that I wanted to talk about when I got into this journalism thing was the Death Row versus Bad Boy controversy, and who I believe tallied up the score on the other one. You know, as I watch a lot of commentary on the internet, there's all these King of LA Suge Knight stories, and they had a lot of people around the world believing that Suge Knight was bigger than he really was at the time. The whole cold part about it was, even on the West Coast, a lot of us didn't even really know who Suge was until Pac got out of jail and he started making himself available to be seen by the public, starting off with the Source Awards. Before that, Suge was a relatively obscure figure who didn't really show his face at all. And like Michael Harry O. Harris told us in many interviews, he told Suge, if you wanted to excel and elevate in this business, lay low. As soon as he wasn't laying low no more, he had to pay more. Lawyer fees, court fees, and the major loss of them all, the death of Tupac Shakur, simultaneously coincided with Dr. Dre leaving Death Row a few months before. A label can't sustain 2 mega losses like that at the same time and think that, you know, they're gonna move forward. And as I decided to question Discretion TV on this several times, I was never answered. Instead, his trolls decided to kick in, chime in, and they had a little something to say, talking about the amount of subscribers I had, so forth and so on. I thought it was fucking funny, because as a lot of these YouTubers is over here sucking Pac and Suge's dick, they forget about the blows that they took to sustain what would be the collapse of Death Row Records. You know, and that's not saying that we don't admire Pac and love some of Pac music, but let's get it real here. Pac wasn't the most lyrical genius, not even close. He wasn't even top 30 at the time, and I'm going that far. You see, when you talk about dudes with lyrics and bars and geniuses that had intricate, you know, metaphors and similes, get the fuck out of here with that simple-minded shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's what a lot of people was sensationalized by. And because of that, the internet is having a field day with it, because Pac ain't alive no more. Pac been dead for 25 years. A lot of people on the internet living off of Pac memory. You understand? Living off of Suge memory. But at the same time, you know, and at the time, a lot of people consider Death Row bullies. And every blue moon, you gotta knock a bully on his motherfucking ass. And that's exactly what happened in the Tupac and Chino XL battle. Tupac took Chino XL for some little non-promoted, you know, corner rapper where the label really didn't have that much money to put anything behind him, and decided on hit him up that he was gonna take a shit on this dude. You know, when Chino XL was just using a metaphor that Wendy Williams brought up. Chino XL didn't know Tupac. Now, like I said, at the time, that was a vile statement, and it probably was in poor taste. You know, and Tupac could have addressed that, but he didn't address that at all. He just said one word. You know, Chino XL, fuck you too. That's not a diss. That's because everybody in the hip-hop world knew at that time, if you knew anything about Chino XL, he was always in LA on 105.9 with the Baker Boys and spitting freestyles. He was with Sway and Tech. He was doing all kind of shit. Dude was all over the place. And that's how most of us on the West Coast knew about him, was because he was always on the radio with Sway and Tech.
Check it out.
He had the song with Razcast, and then he had the one bar in there. But none of us took that shit seriously. But obviously, in rap, bars are bars, right? So Pac took a swipe at him. But to me, they silenced Chino XL. Because had Chino XL been able to be on a rotation fast like Pac was releasing 2-3 albums a year. Back then, you would be lucky if you get one album out a year in a single. Sometimes it took 2-3 years to promote one album because you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 singles off of it. Let's talk about it. So we're going to listen to Chino XL and we're going to break this shit down bar for bar. But as a lot of people say, Hit 'Em Up is the greatest diss song of all time, they are fucking kidding me. Okay? Point blank is simple. Nigga, Chino ate Pac. He shitted on him and spit him out. Let's peep it out.
Check it out. In 1996, I get more death threats than Simon Rushdie. Brothers wanna rush me, they wanna hush me and silence me like Jimmy Hoffa. Since I flips like a convertible, hissing my billboard positions leaping vertical. Your tough guy image is faker than a surgical implant.
Surgical implant. You know, you always hear Biggie talking about that nigga was acting like he was in a goddamn movie all the time. And we all remember the beginning of the Nas album when he was like, fake thug, fake CB4 gusto, no luck though, I couldn't see till I was drunk though. Yeah, we know who they was talking about.
So I speaks for myself like Teddy Pendergrass can. Chino XL and Kevin Keith, the new age is dawning, and I got nonchalant slinging crack 5 o'clock in the morning. With raw styles that's let off like shots from Marvin Gaye's pops. Ain't no metaphors like the ones I got. Ha-ha. With perfect timing, I leave crowds jumping like Dennis Rodman on some NBA jams. The nail in the coffin. Leaving Richard Bay feeling like, where do they find these people? Position fetal, stab you with a pen like Joe Pesci in Casino. So waiting to exhale, I got chickens waiting for XL. Till death do us all part like Howard Cosell. I'm scoping you through my Lee Harvey Oswald viewfinder. Forget you and your Pathfinder, consign it to me. Useless like any chicken with a soda vagina. Controversial symposiums I froze you in. Like young videos, heavy rotation on Nickelodeon. I'm having flashbacks like Marion Barry, cheap hotel room holes and vials of crack. Now whose style is that? Chino, ill as Liberace, A's full syringes. You couldn't be no star if you got thrown by Chinese ninjas. But you don't know me, when album couldn't tell ya. How many niggas pray that Chino is a failure? Still have lipstick on your back if Suge didn't bail ya. Break your glass door, leaving you singing like Mahalia. Approach this, watch the East Coast get sick and approach this. My grip tight like roach clip till I rose Tupac host. Promote this, shirt blood soaking, getting it open. Where you from anyway? LA, Oakland, Hoboken? I'm God manifested on earth. You out of bounds and wasn't no criminal carrying records for digital underground. You can't rhyme, better carry a tech. Trick you a marionette and I can see your strings. You can't offend me, do me any, many trendy. Use a little midget puppet nigga popping like Little Penny. Mike's nickel plated, sunbath, stink fast and stinkopated. Illest syllables to have your bald head deflated. I waited so patiently, now I'm ill furiously. Till this whole world take me seriously. Curiously, get shot severe, I watch your career develop. Gas cause you survived 5 shots, your vibe stops once I bring my lyrical onslaught. You walk around tough like that ass from in box talk. Once I start it's critical. Niggas get touched and their eyes is turning black like I'm an angel from Bone Thugs video. All you hear is ambulance sirens and pot bisexual ass crying on Oprah like he Dennis Rodman. Nigga, you ain't never ever seen drama. You and your dope fiend mama. Niggas is shady. I shed your California blood and kill Brenda's baby. Get around these nuts, nigga, don't play me. Recognize my face from tying that ass in the back of a Mercedes that's fully laced like Madonna wardrobe in the 80s. Feeling lyrically provocative. Apocalypse and battling me is a preposterous. Wrapping my yellow hands around your esophagus till your face turns purple like it was leaky leak. A nigga with one ball shouldn't speak. I grab my crotch when I see Tupac. He need police protection. I'm blacking out like Martin Lawrence inside of an intersection. I tried to warn niggas. Tupac is country as them hay in the middle of the barn, niggas.
And that's all I was trying to say. All I was trying to say was, wow, you know, the whole world rides Tupac's dick. They forgot about the one time Tupac got knocked on his fucking ass. And you know, I heard Death Row come back and diss everybody. Even when Suge was in prison, Pac was dead, they was still coming back years later, disrespecting Dr. Dre, calling him gay, talking about how they slapped Snoop, talking about all that funny shit. But I ain't never heard fat ass Reggie Wright Jr. ever comment on Chino XL, how he shitted on Tupac and made him look like nothing, made Suge look like nothing, and made your fat cop ass look like nothing, along with everybody from Death Row. But you see, what he didn't do was he didn't say nothing about Snoop. Yeah, you forgot about that part. You see, motherfuckers was ready and they had the arsenal ready. Wasn't nobody bowing down just because Tupac and Suge was riding around like they was the kings of LA, and there ain't no such thing. That's why it ain't never been no movie called The King of LA. That shit was called The King of New York for a reason. A place where you could be a king of other niggas. In LA, there is no king. There's kings, plural, of your section. And that's about it. Get your head put in a swivel and deflated, like Chino said. Man, so a lesson to the wise. Niggas going around screaming, emotional niggas with no father, screaming and shit like they Tupac. Beware. Because we're not even talking about a lyrical nigga that'll sharp shoot your ass and cut you in a mincemeat. But then, we talking about a nigga getting pulled over in the bright lights of Las Vegas and gunned down like he was a fucking spectator.